Thank you very much. Thank you, Chair. I would like to take this chance to share with you about the demographic dividend and social economic development in Vietnam. I don't know with you this is a successful story or not, but I will take 7 minutes to share with you about the Vietnam. Because of the successful in the family planning, we achieved the replacement fertility rate in since 2005, and we keep constant by now. And so fertility reduced and mortality also reduced. We entered the demographic dividend in 2006. And by the population projection, the demographic dividend in Vietnam will become to the 2039. So the demographic dividend is not the bring the dividend in the economy. It's just only to take the opportunity for the economic develop. Now you can see with the economic in Vietnam since 2005 by the June in this year. So the GDP in the Vietnam increasing in the both the size and the growth rate. In the June in this year, the total the GDP the size GDP of Vietnam is 430 billion. So it means the GDP in Vietnam increasing for the 7.4 times period in 2005 and until now. So with the chance of the GDP increasing in both the size and growth rate, even with after the COVID-19, the GDP in Vietnam growth rate also refresh and grow up by the June in this year, that is 6.42. With the GDP per capita by the BBB, that also increased in Vietnam, that increased nearly 4 times in period of 2005 until now. So the question is that why the economic in Vietnam is grow up? It's not so in this slide is not only one example. That is a labor transition. We call that's a labor transition. You can see in here in 2005 the labor by sector. So almost working people we work in the agriculture or fishing, but by now. The proportion of the people working in the agriculture and fishing reduced. That is reduced half. And so it means that the people working in the industry and construction and service increasing. So with the increasing of the people working in industry and service, will make the GDP by economic sector also increase. So we can see in here, for example, with 40% of people working in the service, but it's contribute in the GDP, that is 52% of GDP in our country. But we also have to face with the challenge. So what is the challenge? First is that low fertility. We also have to face with low fertility in Vietnam. For example, in Ho Chi Minh City, the fertility is at either 2.4 or 2.6, and some city and the province also similar like that. We also have to face with the Asian country, very rapidly aging in the Vietnam. With migration issue, because of urbanization, so the people move from the rural to the urban, and we have to face with the migration issue. We also have some problem with the professional and technical skill and management of the labor force in Vietnam. Is lower when we compare with another country. We also the lack of the financial resource similar with you in here. We also have to face with the gap of the between the rich and the poor, the gap between the rural and the urban. And by now we are the income, middle income, but maybe we have to fall down in the middle income shapes. That is also the big challenge for the government of Vietnam. And nowadays we also have to high competition with another country in the world. It's not only in Vietnam. So in here there's some lesson learned from the Vietnam. First, that is strong commitment, and I'm sure that you as a demographic dividend, or you will become the demographic dividend, and you will you have very strong commitment by the government. But how from the commitment from the government to carry out in the fact? And that is a comprehensive policy, or you can call that inclusive policy. With the keynote from the Kenya, it also mentions that with class policy, and it's mentioned about the youth policy. So first, that is employment. We have large number in the working age. So first, we have to have employment for all the people in the whole country. That is first. And when we own the people in the country, we can have a job. So the secondly, we will think about how the job can have the highest value. That is secondly. And we also have to policy in the education. Policy in health, for example, with 11 health categories in Vietnam, is 92% of population have a health insurance. And that's why we have achieved in the lower mortality and with a higher life expectancy. And we also have a good policy in investment to focus about the high value and the high technical. Of course, how you can attractive with the FDI from the other country is depend on the infrastructure. And we also mentioned about the women empowerment with the female labor force in Vietnam is similar, equal with the men. And we also have with the population policy, because we have to facing with low fertility and aging. I mean that we have to comprehensive the policy, and Vietnam happy to sharing and exchange knowledge experience from Vietnam, and we would like to learn from you. Together we are stronger and work together to moving forward to SDG by the 2030. And thank you very much, and I hope I can meet you in Vietnam.